Hello, guys. You see, I just woke up this morning and I was just thinking about something. And I just want to say this. You see, the fact that we've pitched our credibility and authenticity to the fact that, or the purported rumor that Elon Musk gave to the church is actually very, very shameful, insulting, and points to the fact that we are unsure and unstable in our identity as a body. We have so degenerated to such a point that we actually point to Elon Musk given to the church as what really authenticates our preaching of the prosperity gospel message, or what authenticates the fact that God is moving in our midst. Is an insult. And I can't believe how anywhere you go on social media, the new gospel now is Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk. That is, and I'm telling you, this is going to be the new message on the pulpit of so many pastors for the next 2 months. This now becomes their point of reference. It's very insulting. You see, Christ will always and forever remain the only point of reference. Our identity is of Him. Our credibility is of Him. Our authenticity is built on the person of Christ. The fact that this is even supposed to be a breaking news shows how shifty, how malleable our identity or sense of identity, us, our authenticity is. We should be ashamed of ourselves that we've so degenerated, that we are jumping up and down like little kids who are seeing ice cream for the first time. Oh, Elon Musk gave it, and so what? And so what? Now, I'm not even talking about the authenticity of the story yet. Whether he gave or doesn't give is not even the issue. But the fact that what we are jumping around social media gleefully like we just won the World Cup is shameful. And honestly, we should be ashamed of ourselves as a body, that this is what is thrilling us. This is why we're excited. Trust me, there are people who have given more to a greater cause, and we never made an issue to it. And no wonder, you see, this trend started so many years ago, whereby you start seeing pastors bringing Nollywood actors to the church, bringing stars, because they are trying to use that as a means of bringing people to the church. To, we rub shoulder with people we once called people of the world. And do you know why we're rubbing shoulder? Just to, give us the sense of belonging, to make us feel like, okay, we're part of a class. Oh, see that person, he came to our church. Honestly, I'm ashamed, and I'm just wondering, what in God's good heaven is wrong with us? What the hell is wrong? We're now distracted from the message of the awakening of the Christ consciousness in man. And we are now gleefully celebrating. Oh, this is why we told you to give. I give not because somebody called Elon Musk gave. I've been given because it's a natural thing to do when you've awakened to the love of God within your heart. I don't give to get blessed. I give because I'm a blessed man. I add value to people's life because I see the glory and the greatness of God in their hearts. If you needed Elon Musk as a reference for you to actually justify the prosperity message then something was fundamentally wrong with it. And I think we need to stop this nonsense and this rubbish. It's actually a shame. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Enough of this nonsense. For one, I'm someone who strongly believes that wealth and prosperity is a direct result of inspiration. And when I talk about inspiration, I'm talking about spirit energized thinking. There is a spirit in man, or there is a unique breath interacting with this visibility or this body. And this breath from the origin or God or the boundless spirit that interacts with our body is what we call the inspiration of the Almighty. There's a spirit in man, the inspiration of God that maketh him intelligent. Prosperity, productivity, creativity is a product of tapping into this breath of God that is naturally part and parcel of your humanity. So when you talk about blessing, I'm a blessed man. He's a blessed man. I'm a blessed man. My blessing is not a product of observing a religious criteria. I'm blessed because the breath of God is the blessing of God in this body. So wealth is a product of tapping into this well of inspiration, tapping into the breath of the Spirit, the Holy Ghost that is embedded within the souls of all men, both believers and unbelievers. He's a reality in the hearts of all men, both believers and unbelievers. The only separating wall is knowledge. I know of it, therefore I believe. And I've come to a place of conviction of what I have. But the so-called unbeliever does not know. And that is why we are informing them via the preaching of the organic gospel of Christ. When information comes to them, there is a connection with the conscious mind and the depths of the heart. And the moment the lacuna is breached, the inspiration, the glory flows to the consciousness. And we begin to act as men inspired by God within us. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's not turn this whole saga into the fact that, can you see, Elon Musk is rich because he's a giver? Elon Musk is rich because his mind got in touch with the inspiration of the Almighty that is in all men. He started generating and mining the spirit of life. I know some of you feel like he's not born again, so the spirit is not in him. You're fooling yourself. The spirit of life is in all things, not just human beings, but cockroaches, dogs, ants are being animated by the Ruach HaKodesh, the holy breath, the eternal breath of God. We all are the animations of God. The Holy Ghost is the potential of God in all men, not Christians. All men. All men. And for all men to awaken to this truth is our sole purpose of preaching the awakening gospel. So we should be ashamed of ourselves that Elon Musk is now the new message that becomes the justification for the things we preach. I've been practicing giving before I ever knew there was an Elon Musk. Nobody encouraged me to give. is a natural disposition. It's natural when you awaken to love. To give not because you want God to do something He has not done. He has already blessed you in your nature. Blessing is natural to all men. We give because we've realized who we are. We've realized the fact that what in beholding my brother, he is the reflection of my Father. So when I give to you, I'm giving to myself. When I add value to you, I'm adding value to myself. Dr. Bishops is my name.